Welcome back to another episode of the Phantom Experience. I'm here with my guest Saya. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very sorry for being late. I told this nigga,
Alright.
I told my guy Josh to be early, and I was doing being late.
It's crazy because I'm normally the late one. Like, ask any of my friends. Like, they know to tell me be there 30 minutes before it actually starts.
And it's crazy because I was telling you, bro. I'll be telling people 10 o'clock. Niggas be coming at 10:30. I understand, you guys are rock stars. I understand, I'm just a fucking podcast guy. But I always like to start off asking people how they're doing mentally on a scale like 1 to 10.
Right. Mentally, I'm like at okay. Mentally, all three.
I mean, we could really do. I do be asking all that, but I kind of like narrowed it down to just mentally.
To just mentally.
But I mean, you can do all three though.
Mentally, I'm like at a 6, 7.
Why?
Just because I have my project dropping soon, and I'm a little bit nervous. You know what I mean?
Because
so it's my first project, and it's something that I've been really, really wanting to do. So I just, I have high expectations and I have high standards. So I'm always like making sure. I'm sure like Josh be like annoyed at me because I be like hitting him up every single day. I'm like, we need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. So
I feel like that's what happens when you're like about to like drop something for the first time.
Yeah,
but it's not your
for
first time
sure.
dropping music. But it's just
No.
I feel like your first time dropping a big project.
Right. It's my first time dropping a project, and I've always wanted, like, I've been dropping singles, but I always wanted to be like a project artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people to look forward to like the body of work.
Yeah. So tell us about your upbringing in your childhood before you got into music.
So I was actually born in Toronto, Canada.
For real?
Yes. So
Shout out Jerry Covio.
yeah, you know what I mean? The 666.
But you're a Kanye fan, so.
The thing is, I like Drake. Okay, we can get into that.
No, yeah, we
later.
can get into that later. You know what I'm saying?
But
I just had to throw that in there.
yeah, so yeah, I was born in Toronto, Canada. I was raised there until about like 3, 4, and then we moved to Texas. So my family is originally from Tanzania. They migrated here. They migrated first to Canada, and then eventually they came down to Texas.
Yeah.
And we moved around a little bit, but then we eventually settled in Houston, and I started school here and everything like that. So it's kind of like, and it's crazy because the Toronto life, like, it has such a big impact on you. Like, even though
Why
I
you
was
say that?
so young, it's just a complete opposite of Houston. Like, I can't pick
I
two
figure.
cities that are so big but so opposite. Like, in Toronto, everything is like the train. You know what I mean? It's kind of similar to like a New York in that way.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I ain't never been there. I always wanted to like travel to Toronto and like visit around.
It's a beautiful city. They call it like a clean New York.
Clean New York? So where'd you grow up in Houston? You moved to Houston
Yes, I lived in Houston.
and grew up where?
I went to school in Fort Bend, so I lived in Sugar Land.
I didn't know that. I ain't never heard of you.
Yeah, I was super low key. It's crazy because like I was never going out. Like I grew up with really strict parents. My parents are obviously African, so.
Do you think that affected you? Because I feel like people like parents being so strict on them, like, when they're young, when they get to college, they like want to wild out. But then it's like damn, like they be acting too crazy when they get to college.
I definitely was acting too crazy
See
when I
what I
got
mean?
to college. Like it was just a 180 flip.
Exactly, because
you know what I mean?
your parents aren't there no more.
Right, exactly. So it's just kind of like whenever you are so used to, being at home and to like having all the freedom that you have, it was dangerous.
Yeah,
it was a
for sure.
sport.
People be acting crazy.
Yeah, I didn't
can't
have
lie.
no intro to that, so yeah.
So, I mean, in high school, what was like some of your passions before like music? Like, what would you say? Or was your mindset was always becoming a musician, even at a young age?
So from a young age, I started actually singing when I was like 4 years old. So, I mean, like, as soon as I was talking, completing sentences, I was also singing. My older sister, she sang, and whenever she was in middle school, she was in choir. So just being like the younger sister, you want to copy, you want to be like your older sibling. And so I think I was just doing that, obviously just because I liked it, just because I gravitated towards it. And then in high school, I started to do choir. So that was whenever I kind of like started to learn like the technical things of like singing and like holding a note and all of that stuff. But I still was kind of like iffy if I wanted to do music as a whole, just because I was so shy. Like I literally like even performing wise, like because I never used to go out, all of that stuff. Like I used to just be at the house, and so I remember in high school, that's whenever I started to like write songs and stuff like that. I think I actually started to pick up and write like little play songs whenever I was younger.
Yeah.
But in high school, I kind of rediscovered that, and so I started just like writing songs, writing to like creating melodies in my head, all of that stuff, and then. But whenever it came to school, whenever it was like in choir, they're like, do a solo. I was like, nah, I'm good. Yeah.
Nah, I feel like performing in front of like a large crowd is kind of like very scary.
Yeah.
In a sense. But then like once you started kind of getting into it, it's like what you love to do. It's like it comes with it.
Exactly. And it was crazy because one of my first times performing was actually whenever I was super young. I was like 9 years old, and I did a school talent show. And it was so liberating at that time. Like I was 9, and I still felt like this is like me conquering a fear type thing. But I just never did. I didn't do it consistently enough to break that fear young enough. But I remember how freeing it felt. And so I guess I always knew maybe it would always come back to me.
Yeah. So describe your like creative process as far as in like music. And when you're about to make a song or maybe like going into a project, like how's your creative process like?
So I mean, I wish I could say like I have like a 1, 2, 3 step process. I feel like I'm still trying to get that like, you know, every single time I create a hit type shit. But I'm sorry, I don't know if I can curse.
Nah, you can curse. Do your thing.
But yeah, normally it's just like I listen to the beats, and I have a producer. His name's Chris. He goes by Godwork, and we'll listen to beats for like a couple hours at a time, and you know whatever I feel. Like I really just go based off what I'm feeling. Whatever beat I connect to, I just start building off that. I'm like, okay, these are a couple melodies that came to my head, and then I just kind of connect it to what I'm going through, or like whatever comes to my head. I'm like, okay, this must be something that I want to write about. You know what I mean?
No, I would ask that question because like there be some people who say they gotta drink to get into that mode, or you gotta get high, or some niggas just be sober. But I feel like it's not good to like. I said it yesterday because this guy, I was asking him the same question. Like, I feel like it's not good to like rely on a drug or a substance to like project what you're trying to project through your music.
See, I feel like I write better whenever like I'm like drinking wine. That's the crazy thing about it. Like I always bring wine to the studio, so I can't say that I'm like completely substance free. You know what I mean? But you know, creating is just something that's innate to me. You know what I mean? So whether it is like I'm getting drunk, or you know I don't smoke or anything like that
Type shit.
that is just gonna bring me close. That's just gonna bring me there faster. But if I'm just patient with myself, eventually stuff will flow. Yeah. You know, but it's easier and it's fun. It's more fun. You know
Probably.
What I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like it's a feeling, and music is like a feeling that you give off, and that vibe, and that instant.
Exactly.
But who are some of the people that you grew up listening to that inspired you as a young age, and then like now?
So growing up, I was honestly just like listening to whatever was popular. So whenever I was young, I was like listening to like Sierra, Ashanti, like, you know, I don't even like who was I when I was really young. Like I remember just like I loved
Destiny's
pop
Child.
stars, Destiny's Child, Beyonce. Like I really loved Rihanna, all the pop stars, like all the female pop stars. And then like as I got older, I kind of went into different stages. So then like once I hit middle school, that's whenever I first like discovered Kanye. So then I started listening to his music, and then I think that was the time around like 808s and Heartbreaks type shit.
Everybody who comes on here says Kanye is their favorite artist, bro. What is it about Kanye that you love so much?
You know, I love his energy. Like he loves what he does so much.
Yeah.
And he's like a boundary breaker. And that's what I really love. Like, those are my favorite musicians, are the ones who are the boundary breakers. You know what I mean? They're the trendsetters. So I feel like the thing with Kanye is, like, he's not just a rapper. He's an artist. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm over here, like, taking notes on his craft, you know, like, learning his process. I'm watching his videos because that, like, that doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? Facts. We have a lot of copy and paste artists, unfortunately. You know what I mean? It's no shade, but it's a lot of copy and paste, so you only get a few of those who come and break the boundaries.
That's how I feel like it is today. Like I feel like a lot of stuff is repetitive, and I feel like back then, like the music meant more to like artists, or like I have a like it's crazy because my next question to you was like, do you think R&B is like a lost art? Right. Just because the fact that like I feel like a lot of people don't do R&B, or it's just not the same feeling as it was like early 2000s, even like kind of like early 2010s. Like I feel like it was still different. So.
I don't know. That's a difficult question to me because I know I listen to a lot of great R&B. Do I
like who? Because off the top of my head, I'm just thinking about Brent Faiyaz, right, Jhené Aiko. Yeah. Who else can you really say?
I mean, you could say
Ari Lennox,
Summer Walker.
Yeah.
You don't like?
Nah. She's cool. She's
cool. That
cool.
last album hurt, right?
She cool. Yeah.
Coming for the niggas.
She be coming for a lot of niggas. I ain't gonna lie. She cool though. I fuck with her. Like, I feel like she's better than Ari Lennox, but
Right.
they're all, I guess, under the
I
R&B
love
umbrella.
Ari. I love all of them, honestly. I can't even pit them against each other.
But you see what I mean, though? Like, like the early 2000s, that R&B
Right.
feel was
Right.
different. Like,
Right.
that's just how I felt personally.
Yeah.
But I'm just asking you because you know how you're like an R&B artist. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I wonder why people feel that way, but I honestly feel like there's great R&B. People just don't want to do the work to search for it. You know what I mean? Because I remember whenever I was younger, I was discovering music. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, once I finally stopped listening to the stuff that was popular and I got my own, I think it was like a Zune. I don't even think I had an iPod yet. I got like my sister's old like Zune thing and I started downloading my own music.
Not bad.
That was the kind of
iPod.
artist listener that I was like, that's the kind of music fan that I am. You know what I mean? And I feel like most of the time, like these days, people don't want to like search for music. They don't want to like discover. And I think the best R&B just happens to be the ones that you got to search for. Because even Brent Faiyaz, at one point, he was an underground artist.
Yeah, he was. He just like, I feel like recently blew up last couple years.
Yeah, he recently blew up. Right.
But I mean, it's not the same no more with music though, because like somebody like nowadays you could just drop a song today and just go stream it. I feel like back then people were uploading their stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
SoundCloud's not even really a big thing like it was like back then.
Right.
So like I don't know. I feel like it should be easier actually because if you're just able to just drop music, people would be able to see it.
It's easier for. I mean, right now, like rap, hip hop is just dominating like all of the music.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No, if you're a rock artist right now, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
If you're a country artist right now, it's gonna be tough. Like right now, rap is just it's dominating. You know what I mean? And so people are looping like lumping R&B flows, R&B melodies into rap and hip hop. You know what I mean? To me, whenever like who could I say?
But I feel like that's a good thing though, because you like that's a perfect way for you to like break through, because everybody's listening to hip hop.
Right.
All right, let's get this girl, like, you know.
It's a good thing, but it can also be a negative thing because
Why you say that?
Because I feel like I pull a lot more from like traditional R&B. I don't go on trap beats, you know what I mean? Those aren't the things that pull me in.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So if I don't have a trap drum on my song, certain people that might deter them away from it. You know what I mean?
Even if the music is there?
Even if the music is there. Unless if they're
what?
Because you know
is that
what
a real
it
thing?
is? People like to listen to like slower, like more heartfelt music behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Whenever they're around their friends and stuff like that, they just gonna play Young Boy.
Yeah,
gonna play
that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
But if the music is there, the music is there. Like you can't deny it. But I do see what you're saying.
Agree.
But you think the beat determines like if somebody's gonna listen to a song or not?
I feel like most people, for most people.
Because I feel like the
not
average
music lovers, not music absolute lovers.
That's what I'm saying. Like the average consumer that's listening to music, I doubt they're like, oh, like this beat. I don't like this beat, so I'm not gonna listen to the song. It's really like musicians that be like Travis Scott might be like, oh, the beat's on that, like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like an artist that really knows like music.
Well, maybe not the beat as a whole, but the components of the beat, right? So like I said, like the drums, like the drum patterns, like in music today, you can see that there's been like the same drum patterns for like a couple years now, which is like why there's been so many copy and paste artists, because all I have to do if I want to be an artist right now, I can type in whoever I want to be, a Gunna type beat. And that's what you'll find a million.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Because I actually know this guy that just be typing in. I mean, he makes Gunna type beats. Like he'll like post that as his like captions. That's funny as hell.
You know, so that's why it's copy and paste. You know what I mean? Not because like the beat is literally like people are like, oh, this beat is trash, but they're looking for like, oh, I want to hear Little Baby. I want to hear a song like Little Baby's.
Would you ever like, since you know that, would you kind of like adjust to making beats like or getting beats like that and making songs about that, or you want to just stick to your traditional? Because I mean, like I feel like people who stay in their lanes or stay in what they like, but it's not like what the world wants, won't ever succeed in a sense. And some people might call it selling out,
right?
But it's just like you're conforming to like how the world is today.
Right. I mean, that also is a tough one. That's why I always go back to artists like the Kanye. You know what I mean? Because if Kanye, because, you know, he started sampling old school beats. People were not doing that at the level that he was doing that. You know what I mean? And if he would have switched he may not have been where he was today. You know what I mean? If he let like other people get into his ear, which I'm sure that they were.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so I just feel like I said, like the biggest artists, you know what I mean? There's you can make it to a certain level copying people, you know what I mean? You can make it to a certain level appealing to the masses, and that level may be high, but how long is it gonna last if people are just looking for the next you because you were just a copy and paste of somebody else?
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But I mean, of course, I want my music to be played everywhere, so I'm gonna take that into account. And I feel like personally, my music is very relatable, and I do see my music commercial. You know what I mean? It may not be hip hop commercial, but I don't feel like it's any less commercial because it's not that.
Did you listen to Megan before she like blew up, or are you kind of like
Megan?
Okay, so people, you know how people be like, a lot of people tell me like Megan's old stuff is way better than her new stuff. Do you think like she kind of like sold out in a way of like making music for like commercial and to win Grammys, or you understand what I mean? Like,
I mean,
she kind of changed like her lane, but I feel like she was conforming to like trying to be a star because now obviously she's won a Grammy, which I'm not gonna lie, she shouldn't have won that. I ain't lying. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. She robbed that. I don't know how she won that Grammy.
What
not hating though.
It was Best New Artist, right? Who else was she up against?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm sorry, I have to look that up.
Yeah,
but
go ahead and look it up.
She robbed. Like, bro, what? Just like that year, Cardi B won over Travis over Astroworld.
Yeah,
that was sick.
That's wild.
That was sick.
That's wild. I'm not.
That
gonna
was
lie.
sick. Let me find out how. Megan artist.
Fact checking.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
Like, I wonder who else was up for Best New Artist. She won 3 Grammys that year?
I'm not hating. I ain't gonna lie, Megan, I do want you to come on my show one day. I'm actually not hating, but that was
Megan's
pretty crazy.
like,
no, yeah, she's not fucking with me. I just want to know who she won it over.
Best New Artist. If it was Best New Artist that I'm thinking of, I feel like she sweeps that category. Cause she had
I gotta look at the
candidates.
I'm look at the candidates.
Candidates.
There's somebody that I know vividly that like there's no way. Oh, she beat out Doja Cat, D Smoke. I ain't gonna lie, these people suck. Chica.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, for Best New Artist, she swept that
okay,
category,
cool.
Okay,
there's something.
But there was two other ones.
There was
right?
a category that I'm not thinking about that I don't know how she won that.
I think it might have been like Best Rap Duo or something like that. But honestly, I don't remember.
But yeah. Back to my question though. Like, do you think that you would if you ever got to that position where people love your music now? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you're underground right now, but obviously you're not as big as you would want to be at the moment. So do you think you would sell out to like be commercial and win Grammys, or would you kind of stay in your lane and be transcendent like you feel like Kanye was in your own lane? And
I mean, there's an element of playing the game that I feel like is necessary.
You see what I mean?
You know, and that's the thing. Like, you make a great point, because I feel like a lot of times people put a lot of pressure whenever an artist quote unquote sells out, but everybody got to play the game. Yeah. Like, whenever you're at your corporate job, you're acting fake too. That
very
you don't
fake.
like that going
very
at
fake.
all, but you're playing the game. You know what I mean? You want that promotion. Like,
that's facts though.
You be like bringing donuts to work.
Nah,
you want
bad.
That,
for
you want
real.
that pay update. So I mean, like, let's just be real. There's an element of playing the game and maybe downplaying certain aspects of yourself to get ahead. And if you really want to do something at a high level, I don't think that you can 100% do it without having to do a little aspect of that. But I'm always going to strive to keep that very, very low. Yeah. You know?
No, I feel you. How you feel about today, like social media and like the impact it has? And do you have a problem with it, or is it kind of like you feel like it's a tool to help? Because I feel like it's a bad like social media is it can be overwhelming, and like I feel like everything nowadays is just social media. So like it kind of like it's annoying to me personally. Right, so I don't know how it could be like on an artist where like let's say like somebody might not even be that good, but like they have 20,000 followers. So people might just want to just
Right. Might want to listen to them or
just based off their social media profile. But there's actually an artist who is actually really good, but their followers might not be that high.
Right. I feel like it's crazy because social media, again, it's like one of those things where it's like it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Because like anybody can be famous. Anybody can be famous. You know what I mean? Like, so there's no real, like, I guess, like, there's no real metric of if you're good or not, because people are just going to look at, like, your numbers and stuff like that. And they're going to think that you're as good as your numbers. You know what I mean? And sometimes whenever say you go viral, people are going to be following you because they think you're really, really good. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And so there's opportunity there. But I mean, as somebody who is an artist, I try not to get too caught up in the numbers and stuff like that, because I just feel like if I like what I'm doing, there has to be somebody else who's liking what I'm doing.
Facts.
And that's my audience. That's my target person that I'm trying to appeal to. So if I get too caught up in like all of the numbers and stuff like that, I'm just going to be like trying to catch like the next viral moment and stuff like that, and like that's just like not gonna last.
Do you think that like do you think it like plays a big role in like artists today?
Yes,
because
I do think so.
I mean, I feel like it's like you said, it's a double-edged sword. Like somebody might really be really talented, but not just like their social media profile just doesn't go crazy and doesn't allow them to be like, I don't know, I just feel like today it's just so much harder to reach the status that you want to reach, just because like social media, every day you can post, somebody could drop a song every day, so it's hard for like people to like gravitate towards you, in a sense, if that makes sense.
Yes, I do think it's hard, but I mean, you just got to keep working. I mean, what can you do? Like, what's the other option? You know what I mean? Like, there's no other option. So it's just like, for me, yes, it's difficult, but like if there was no social media, I would have to go through a label to get anybody to hear me. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm independent. I have big goals that may eventually include a label at some point, but there used to be gatekeepers who used to control who we listen to. You know what I mean? And if the gatekeepers decided that it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. You know what I mean? So I try to just look at like the positives of social media stuff like that. I try to also limit like how much I'm on there, you know what I mean? But I really do look at it as like it's a tool. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a tool. So let's talk about your upcoming project, Dream Girl, and what you plan on giving to your fans with this project.
So
first project dropped.
Yes, it's a debut project. So like basically the whole premise and I guess like inspiration behind like this whole entire project, and why I named it Dream Girl was basically in this project and in this series, because it's a volume 1 and who knows how many volumes there's going to be, but it's basically how do I say this? Okay. So you know how like whenever you like somebody and you're really into them, like and you're really into them, you're enamored by them, and like they have like a whole bunch of things that they like, and all of a sudden you find yourself liking those things too, or maybe wanting to be what you think that they like. So like, I don't know, if they watch anime, you find yourself like, oh yeah, let me watch some anime or something like that.
No, facts.
So basically this whole project, the reason why it's called Dream Girl is because it's like my journey trying to be my person's ideal and what that means and what lessons I learned. Because at the end of the day,
has this happened to you personally?
I won't say it happened to me personally in that way, but I do see it's like a phenomenon that I noticed. You know what I mean?
It's true though.
You know, like I feel like a lot of people can relate to, I don't know, just wanting to be their person's ideal person. You know
I feel like that naturally happens just because y'all are around each other 24/7. So y'all kind of start like liking each other. Like whatever she likes, you might start just liking just because like.
Exactly.
But it could be a good and a bad thing, I feel like, in a sense.
It can be a good and a bad thing. And I think I'm trying to highlight the good parts about it. And I'm also trying to highlight like the way that you can kind of lose yourself within that. Because if you're always trying to be, if you don't have a strong sense of self, you can let like relationships kind of like sway you out of yourself.
That's fact.
And so, But yeah, like it's just like the lessons that I learned.
So how did you get this like cover to you? It looks like gold. A gold cover. I don't know. What's this in the background?
It's like bronze.
Yeah, like a cloth.
It's
That's
like,
what we're looking for, like a cloth.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with that?
So the photographer who shot that, who helped me creative direct that, her name's Riot Muse, and she did a couple stuff for like Don Toliver.
I think I heard about her.
Yeah, she's so hard.
That's
and
crazy.
So yeah, we kind of created the concept together. I kind of showed her. I told her about the project, obviously. I, kind of gave her like the visual that I wanted to convey, and like basically whenever I think of Dream Girl, whenever I think of the word Dream Girl, I'm thinking like, okay, Rihanna energy, like fierce, you know what I mean? Opulent, luxury, you know what I mean? So we wanted to convey that in the cover.
It's a beautiful, beautiful cover. What's your favorite song off the project? I wish I bring my aux cord because I would have played a song.
My favorite song. It's crazy because they're like all my little babies.
There's always one favorite.
I think the intro, Just Saying, I think is.
What is it about the intro that you love? More than the others.
More than the others. I think it's just real, and I think I was able to kind of like, I don't know, just make a bop out of something that I feel like was really relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Olga Salacha?
Olga.
Did I pronounce that right?
Olga Salachi. That's how you pronounce it.
My fault, bro.
That's actually Josh's brother-in-law.
Oh,
so he's a super cold like producer and a vocalist too, a singer. And Josh sent him the song, and he wanted to slide on it, and so he slid on it, and I had it back like the next day, and I was like, "This is crazy." Yeah. All
right. So like I told you, I play a game called Fam Q&A. I ask questions, you give answers. All right, scissor or her?
Scissor.
Why?
I'm talking.
Do you like scissor? Because I went on your page and you did like a scissor cover.
Yeah.
So I thought, you.
I like SZA a lot.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, she's super dope.
Okay. Destiny Child or TLC?
Destiny Child.
Jenny Aiko or Summer Walker?
Summer Walker.
You answered these pretty fast. Usher or R. Kelly? Music. Only music.
I hate that you put
only music. I'm sorry. Only music. I'm sorry.
This is true. I mean, without R. Kelly, we would have never gotten we wouldn't have gotten so many bops. Usher.
This is just music wise though.
This is just music. This is just music. I really hate R. Kelly. Put that nigga under the
bad.
jail. But
it's only music though.
But yeah, if we're talking about his talent, his music, I gotta say R. Kelly.
Okay.
He has a lot of sons out here.
Not facts. Let me think of something off the head, bro. Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Nicki.
Yeah, that's pretty easy one. I'd have picked Nicki too.
All day.
Damn, I'm trying to think of some hard ones. You were answering these too fast. What is it about like Summer Walker that you just like better than Gina Aiko?
I think it's strictly vocals, and like I like that Summer Walker chooses like really good like beats for her voice. Like I don't know, like she has like a really good way of like sounding like today, but like I don't know, there's something really classic about her in a way.
I know what you mean.
In her music, yeah. Jhené Aiko, she's cool, but she's definitely really, really good, but I don't know if her vocals are as strong as Summer's. Yeah.
All right, so 2022, what's your goals? Obviously, your project drops February 4th.
Right.
Toast to that. Congratulations to that. I know that's a big thing.
Thank you.
Congratulations to this guy. I know he's helping be in the background.
Yes.
What goals do you have for this after, after your project and just for 2022 in general that you might want to like accomplish?
So we're definitely doing a release party that's coming up.
Am I invited? I never got the CC from you, bro.
It's coming.
That's crazy.
The press kit's coming, you know what I mean? So we're doing a release party this month. But some of my bigger goals, I definitely want to do like my own show, have my own openers and everything like that. So I want to definitely headline my own show. I would love to maybe open up for some bigger artists that come to the city and stuff like that. Like if I could open up for Summer or...
Oh, I didn't even ask you that. That's actually one of my questions. Who would you want to collaborate with?
Who would I want to collaborate with? Frank Ocean.
That's the most, like, for real?
Yeah, that's like my ultimate collaboration.
Why did the guy drop 2 albums and just went ghost?
And dipped.
What's wrong with him? It was crazy because I actually was looking at his catalog the other day. I was like, damn, bro, like you gave us some crazy things and just went ghost.
I feel like he's a perfectionist, honestly.
I feel that.
He's a real perfectionist. But like that's like a lot of R&B artists, they can get away with like not really really putting out as much music.
But why though? I don't understand.
I don't think that model survives today. You know what I mean?
As far as in what?
Like today, if you only put out two, like, okay, because Frank Ocean's kind of like a little bit before, like he's like 2016, right? Like and before that,
or like 2012,
in
that time period,
right? But Blonde dropped in like 2016, right? That's his last project. And Blonde and Endless, but you can't get away with that in today's day. Like people are gonna be like, we want the new thing. You see how they're treating Rihanna, like, and Rihanna was dropping back to back albums she has like 8 albums, but you know, people just, we want everything. You know what I mean? We want to binge the show. We want to binge the podcast.
I mean, I just feel like there should be like, bro, if you're an artist, why would you not want to create music? I understand, you know what I'm saying? It might not be the right timing, but like if you're an artist, that's your job. Like, like I'd be getting on Kendrick for that because, you know, at one point it was like Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole. Like, you don't know which one. And then Kendrick wanted to say, yeah, I'm not going to drop music for 5 years, dude. And it's like, bro, are you okay? Like, I understand you're great. We're always going to hold Kendrick here. But it's just like, damn, like.
Okay, so would you rather have, because you're a Drake stan, right?
I mean.
So, like, what is, like, Drake's favorite, what's Drake's best album to you?
Nothing Was the Same or Views.
Nothing Was the Same or Views. Okay, so would you rather have a Nothing Was the Same or Views every 5 years, or would you rather have a CLB every single year? But you never get...
What? Bro,
no disrespect.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
no, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, you're not gonna do my guy like that.
Or you know what? Not even Dark Lane Demos.
That was crazy. That thing was. You didn't think that was hard? You didn't listen to it then, obviously.
I would take a Views.
And I'm not gonna lie, Dark Demo Tapes was literally like a throwaway. It was just something to give us during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Chill, prepare for CLB. He's like, all right, let me give you this. And it was crazy.
Okay, but imagine every single song is 2C Slide. Like, every single year you're getting 2C Slide.
But you can't say that, though, because he's not getting, every song is not 2C Slide. Okay, the guy gave you Deep Pockets. Chicago, you know Chicago Freeze.
Oh, yeah, give me on.
That's not crazy? Bro, I get what you're saying. But I ain't gonna lie. I just feel like I get what you're saying, but I feel like Drake's the wrong artist to use because everything he drops is hard.
Okay, he's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
And I understand what you're saying from like CLB is not. I wouldn't say is one of his best things. I still feel like it's great, but it's not in like top 3.
But do you think you're running it back in 3 years, or do you think
CLB?
You're running Nothing Was the Same back?
Wait, CLB? It's getting run back.
Okay.
You didn't hear? Dude, you listened to the album, right?
I listened to the album. Right. I like the album, plenty of bops, but I still listen to Views today.
Let me list out some songs, and you know what I'm saying. You just tell me hit or miss. Champagne Poetry.
It's a hit.
Okay.
You know Drake gonna do his intros. You know what I mean?
Love All with Jay-Z.
Honestly, I don't even remember that.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. TSU. You have to remember that one.
That's about
okay.
No, anything.
Way Too Sexy. Dude, that wasn't crazy. It was.
It goes off in the club.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not gonna like probably 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be jamming at home. But for right now, the moment, it was crazy. That's like Future's like hit like #1 song, I guess. Right. Okay, In Too Deep.
In Too Deep is the best song in the album. And
Pipe Down.
Pipe Down is good, and the other song with like Ty Dolla $igns, that's my favorite.
Crazy. 7 a.m. on Brittle Path. The guy was eating up Kanye on that thing, by the way. I don't know if you heard it or not.
He was eating Kanye up, and I was like, whoa.
Thank you.
So I had to automatically disqualify. I had to skip that. I was like, whoa.
Drake was killing this guy on the song.
That's what we're not going to do.
I'm very sorry, though. Okay. The Remorse. The last song is crazy, and if you haven't listened to it, I want everybody to go tune in and listen to that song. The Remorse is crazy.
If I listen to it on the ride home and it's not crazy,
I swear to God, that I ain't gonna lie, like I listened to the whole album, but like I didn't really like listen to that last song. Like I listened to it, but I didn't like thoroughly like listen to it. Yeah. One guy was just hemming this song. I said, "What is that?" He said, "Bro, go listen to The Remorse."
I don't remember how it goes. Sing it.
Bro, I want to play it, but I can't lie. I'm sorry.
You're gonna get flagged. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyways, go home. On the way home, just listen to it.
Okay.
But talk about your like the last thing I want to ask you. 2 questions before we go. When's the show that you want to do, or is just kind of like?
When is it?
Yeah, you haven't like kind of like got to that yet, but we'll be hearing about it sooner
It's
rather
gonna
than
be
later.
in the summer for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. We're talking like probably like June, July.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Last question. Who is somebody that you want to see on the Fandom Experience? And you have to help me get them on here.
I think Tobacco Ryan is super cold.
Tobacco
be
Ryan?
a good interview. Yeah, he's been doing like rap for like the longest. He has so many stories.
Tobacco Ryan. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's cool. I can send you his info.
Yeah.
Who else do I want to see on here?
Just a couple more people.
I want to see Josh on here. Maybe Josh.
I mean, Josh was camera shy today. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Josh wasn't feeling it today. He was working.
Dude, I don't, bro. You want to get in the camera just to, you know what I'm saying, show who you are.
He said it's too late.
All right, bro. Whatever. But Tobacco Ryan. And
yeah, Tobacco Ryan. Like from Houston.
It doesn't have to be necessarily from Houston. Just.
I would like you to interview Don Toliver, but I don't know if I can.
Oh well.
Like for that.
I feel like you can. What's her name? What's her name?
Oh yeah. I'll ask.
What's her name again?
Riot Muse.
Riot Muse.
Yeah,
I've heard about her.
Or who else is good? Chino Angles. He's a great photographer. Mo, he's a great photographer.
Okay, all these people that you're listing, I need, you know what I'm saying, just
send the info.
Yeah, or help me, or at least, you know what I'm saying.
Just be like,
yeah,
okay,
yo,
he a cool guy. He like Drake a little too much. He likes Drake
niggas
over
be hating,
Kanye.
bro. Look, I'm just being, I be honest though.
I'm just kidding. Champagne
no, it's cool,
Poppy.
it's cool. Look, I be, you know what I'm saying. I be spitting facts. I can't lie to you. Drake is, you know what I'm saying. He's a crown. He's the greatest.
He's definitely one of the greatest.
He is one of the greatest. One of the greatest. The greatest. But anyways, I really appreciate you for coming on. Album dropping, project dropping February 4th.
This Friday.
So everybody go stream. Go get that.
Yes.
It's probably gonna be out before. So
right.
Comment, like, subscribe. Fuck with me.